Stop trying to sell everything all at once. All right, what do I mean by that? What I mean is there's too many experts out there now trying to, because they can solve so many problems for their clients, what they try and do is they try and sell the fact that they can solve everything for them. And when you sell everything, or when you try to sell everything for somebody, what happens is it all becomes a little bit overwhelming. And when people are overwhelmed, then they get confused and they don't buy. And I see this a lot because there's clients I've had in the past where what they've wanted to do is they're like, well, I can solve all of these problems, but you have to really think about how much people can consume and take in at any one time. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm just going to explain how you can overcome this problem of trying to sell everything all at once. Even if you can, it doesn't mean you should. What I'm going to suggest is that you pick one micro problem. So of all of the problems that you can solve for your clients, pick one micro problem. And with that micro problem, run an event to build trust. So something like a workshop, because when you create one problem, or when you solve one problem for your clients, then what will happen is people will see that you can actually solve that one problem, and because you can then solve that one problem, that will then create another problem. So what do I mean by that? So in the next 10 minutes, I'm just going to walk you through exactly how you can do this, because this is a perfect way of how to set up your pipeline. It's how we help our clients build their pipelines via our track and nurture system, and it's how you can too. So let me explain what and how this would start. So think of it, say for instance, if you are a health coach, if you're a health coach, for example, you can help people get fit, you can help people with their diet, you can help people with losing weight, all those kinds of things. But when somebody says, oh, I can help you lose 30 pounds or whatever the number is, people are like, oh yeah, that's great, but they feel like that's a lot, because that's almost feels like it's an impossible dream, especially if they've been trying to do it for such a long time. And so we want to break that down into micro steps, because people can consume content in micro steps. So let's look at, say, health and wellness or health and fitness. Let's look at a micro problem that a health coach, for example, could solve. So that micro problem might well be something like, let's create a morning routine that works for you. So creating a morning routine is one small micro problem that you can solve. If people struggle with a morning routine, that's one small micro problem you can solve. And once you've figured out, right, okay, I'm just going to focus on that, because what will happen is once people start to fix that problem, or once you've helped somebody fix that problem, fix the micro problem, then the next step will be, okay, now we've solved the morning routine. Now let's look at your meal plan. So the next step might then be, I can help you with your meal plan. So, but we only focus on, we don't start out by saying, I can solve your morning routine, your meal plan, I can do all of that, because that's like too much. It's too much. So we focus on just one micro problem of what you do. And then what happens is, to run a workshop, we need to build out a simple system that you can promote again and again. So what we do is we start out building a landing page. Excuse my drawing here. So we've got a landing page, and then on that landing page you will have also a little checkout, because you might charge, I don't know, something like 47 or maybe even 97, something like that. So you'll have a little landing page with a checkout. And then what will happen is we'll then have on that will then take them to a thank you page. And on the thank you page, let's do that. On the thank you page, what will happen is sometimes we have a nice little video to say, great, you've made a great decision, looking forward to seeing you on the workshop. People forget this is such a valuable asset. And these are what I call assets. These are assets that will return you revenue. And this is why it's important to build out these pages for your online business. So we've got landing page, we've got thank you page. And then what happens is after that, we then go to send emails. So let's say we're sending 3 emails, and then we have, so these emails will be reminders to show up at the workshop, which will be here. So you'll have the workshop, and then on that workshop it will be typically something like 60 minutes, and then they'll show up at the workshop. You'll walk through exactly, you'll take about 60 minutes to help them create that morning routine. And once you've helped them create that morning routine by breaking it down, the steps that they need to take, and it might be simple things that you help them do, or you help them think about, and you help them implement in their lives. And then people will then realize, because what you're doing there is you're demonstrating, and when you demonstrate your expertise in such a way, people will think, wow, this person can really help me. And then they'll like the way that you deliver it. They'll like the way that you've really helped them. And then at the end of the workshop, you'll then invite the people who've attended to work with you on a deeper level. So it's a very simple system, but it's a great way of attracting people by solving people who've got this problem now. And it's a now problem because it's something that they're really struggling with and they really need to get a grip of and they really need to fix. So it's a now problem for most people. Send them to a thank you page and then remind them to show up at your workshop. Now, not everybody is a now problem. There's only a small percentage of your market that is a now problem. What will happen is there's like 3% average. There's going to be 97% of people that are not ready right now, and that's okay. But what's happened is you've converted them from a prospect into a customer, and then you're going to continue to nurture using emails to build a deeper relationship. And then once you continue to nurture through emails, then what will happen is when they're ready, you're going to be the first person that they contact because they'll have remembered the experience with you. And they'll want to work on a deeper level. So having a simple funnel like this is how we help our clients attract new clients, and it's how we help them grow their business. And it's something that I did when we had a beta program. I had a beta coaching program, and I got people in through this method. And so we know it actually works incredibly well. So 7 steps there are you can take to implement this in 7 days. Refer to my notes. So 7 days. First things first. Number 1, choose a micro problem in your business that you can help your clients solve. Number 2, write down, draft your promise and the price, what you're going to charge for your workshop. So again, something I would probably initially price it definitely under $100. Number 3, or day 3, build your landing page and get that written and set up. And then day 4, we write your emails that just remind people to show up. And then day 5, obviously in between all of that, make sure you're posting on LinkedIn, letting people know that this is what you're going to be doing. So you want to get some interest on this one problem. And then day 6, make sure that you can deliver your workshop. And then on day 7, obviously you can follow up with people and invite them to take the next step with you. So fairly simple. Simple is better than complicated and overthinking. Don't overthink this. This is a very straightforward thing to do. If you want help with implementing something like this in your business, there'll be a link below. You can either book a call, or you can get my LinkedIn audit, which will help you audit your profile to have something like this on your profile. Let me know and I'll see if I can help. But in the meantime, good luck.